a favour and put your phones on silent or turn them off, that'd be brilliant. I do not want any contact with the outside world. We're going to the spirit world today, not people phoning up. That's why I put my watch on silent, because otherwise my mum will phone. She knows that I'm here, she'll do it anyway.
There you go. Oh, I know what afterwards. Sorry? I turned mine off.
I've got anyone here that's not been here before, doesn't know what we're doing. Awesome sauce, that's what I like. Was that a yes? Was that a yes? No. It's very simple, it's very nice, it's very easy, we're not doing anything scary.
No. If it's anything scary, you have to jump over us, because we'll be first at the door.
Yeah. There's a fire. Why do you think we're by the fire exit?
I can't. Oh, we go that way, won't we, Willow? Okay, yeah, we'll go that way. Yeah. We could easily go that way.
No, people just pick me up and throw me at it. It's scary, that's just all it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So you ready to start then?
Yes, I'm going to ask if one of you lovely ladies could open for me, that would be wonderful. And I've got our healing book.
Okay, yep. All right, but this is just an evening of mediumship anyway, but we're going to do this.
Yeah,
okay.
You can open however you want to open.
So can I just ask you all to go into the quiet with me, please? All right, so then we can open up in prayer, please. Divine Spirit, Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us here together this evening. And we ask that each of us will be feeling your love, and we may feel the touch of the warmth of your healing as well. Can we ask a blessing for all those who perhaps wanted to come this evening, but for some reason or another couldn't make it? We also ask a blessing on our animal kingdom, Father, our animals who give us such unconditional love. Please let us give it back to them in exactly the same way. We ask for our war-torn world at this moment. I can't say country because there's more than one country. So we ask for peace where it is possible. We ask the leaders of these countries. And we learn that if they come together and communicate, then peace would be possible. But we can actually send out peace in our own little part of the world and hope that that goes out to other nations. So I ask now that both Rosie and I may be used as your channels this evening, and that everything that is said and done is done in your name, in love, in light, and in truth. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Right, I've got a healing book here. If you haven't put a name in the healing book and there's anyone that wants to send healing to, you can do it afterwards. There's no magic that makes it stop working as soon as I've read it out. It all goes there. Great Spirit, as we fully enter the festive season, we surround ourselves with family, light, warmth and love to help us through the cold days and dark nights. But in doing so, we remember that not everyone has that luxury and support. We keep those less fortunate in our hearts and minds, sending them the energy we raise here as healing, trusting that Spirit will direct it to where it is needed and where it will do the most good. The healing list is for Darren, Sephi, Michael, Sylvia, Clive, Bowl, Christina, Laura, Maureen, Debbie and Jenny. If you just take a moment of quiet, just to visualise them in a better situation than they are, just surround them with love and light, that'd be wonderful. Lovely, thank you very much. I've just got a very tiny little poem here. And normally I would do like a story or reading. It's just a tiny little poem. And it's called We'll Leave a Chair. It says, surrounded by festive cheer, I can't help but feel sorry, because this Christmas you won't be here. At the table, we'll leave a chair, because no one could possibly fill that space that your absence has left there. This year, you may not be visiting, but we'll still share our stories, because I know that you're still listening. I still feel you so close, though you're far above, missing you more than ever this season. It's true what they say, that grief is the price we pay for love. And that's just one of the little reasons why we like to do this Christmas service, well, this Christmas session, because this is the time of year when we really feel the absence of the people that have gone and the people that are around us and the people that we love. And this is just their little way of coming in and letting us know that they are still here. And every thought we send out, every time we think about them, Every time we talk about them, they're listening, they hear us, and they are with us. So thank you. That's me, Dan. I'm going to pass you over to my lovely lady to do whatever they want to do.
Do whatever you want to do.
Do whatever you want to do. I'm going to scooch back out the way so that if people want to wander, you can.
Okay, all right. It's just me. I presume I'm starting.
Well,
I always do.
There you go.
If I was to sit there, she'd sit and wait, wouldn't you? Till I go up. Yeah. Okay. All right. So good evening, everybody. And I don't know whether you've seen either Rosie or myself working before. Perhaps some have, but maybe some haven't. You have you? Already? Okay. Well, you're still here, so we couldn't have been that bad, could we? Okay. I'd just like to tell you that I am not clairvoyant, so I don't see spirit person with you. I'm not clairaudient. I don't talk to them in my ears. But I am clairsentient, which means I work with my senses. And I allow them to come into my energy. And they can give me exactly, in my mind, they drop it in as a thought process. So when I say I don't see, I don't hear, I do in my mind. So my husband says I'm crazy. It's all in your mind, love. Don't worry. So that's fine. That's fine, isn't it? Yeah. But it is, and I think a lot of us actually do work in this way. So we actually give whatever we're given. Okay, we give to you what they ask us or what they put into our minds to pass on to you. Okay, I rarely get names, so please don't say to me, well, what's her name? Because you'd be surprised how many people do say that. Well, tell me a name. But if I get a name, I'll give it to you. But I rarely do get a name, so I have to tell you that now. All right. So now you're all here. I know what I'm supposed to do, but do you know what you're supposed to be doing? No? You're not going to sit like stuffed dummies, I hope.
They're not. They're going to be cheerful and bouncing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, have you asked your loved ones to come tonight? Should we go home now, Rosie?
Well, we've got 2 or 3 to work
Got 2. That's not many, is it?
No.
Shall we try that again? Otherwise, we may as well go home and have no one to work with. Have you asked your loved ones tonight? Yeah, that's a lot better. That is a lot better because, if you know they're here, they can all be here. Some of you can have lots of loved ones. Doesn't mean they're all going to get through. But if I can say to you now that whatever Rosie and I give you, if somebody else says, I can take that as well, please take it, will you? Because it means your loved one is there also. But they're not all going to get through tonight. So if you can take something from somebody else's messages, that will be helpful to you and your loved ones. Okay? Yes? Right. So what I want from you, and I know Rosie wants the same, is yes, no, or I'm not sure. We don't want or that, yes, no, or I'm not sure. They like to hear your voice, okay? I like to hear your voice. I've got my hearing aids in, I know, but I do like to hear your voice, but your loved ones do. Your loved ones really do, and it does help with that vibration if they can hear your voice, So please, speak to us, will you? Yes? No? Right, okay. I thought we weren't going to get that.
Should we do it like Panto? Oh,
yeah. Oh, yes, you will. I hope you will. Okay. All right. So, you will. Okay. All right. So, the gentleman up near the tree I've just been told to go to. Can I come to you, my love? Okay. You might say yeah, but you might change your mind. But you never know who's coming, do you? I have a gentleman here who's a father figure. I'm not going to put your dad in the spirit world. Please don't think I'm doing that. So it could be dad's dad that I have here. You can understand it as your grandfather, your father's father. Okay? All right. So he's coming in here and he's saying, do you know what? I could be quite a cantankerous old so-and-so towards the end of my life. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad about that. I don't want to say it and it doesn't. Yeah, because he said I could be. If I wanted to, is what he said. And sometimes I did want to. He wanted to shock people, he said, into thinking, to listening to him is what he's just saying. He says, I wasn't a bad lad, though, not really. Okay. So he's actually saying to you, you've had not too bad a year, have you, son? He's telling you. He's telling me about you. He's had its ups and downs, yes, but he said, he's still smiling. So it can't be that bad, is what he's actually telling you. Okay? Yeah. You understand what he's saying to you? Yeah, okay. He's a lovely man, but I feel he was at the head of the family when he was here. You listened to what he had to say. I don't think you had much choice, really. If he had something to say to you, you understand that, don't you? If he had something to say, you would have to say it. And he wouldn't be happy until he'd got it off his chest and said it. But, it didn't matter to him whether you agreed with him or not. Because he'd said it. He said, well, that was his thoughts, that was his feelings. Okay. And he's saying, okay, he's talking about your dad now. So he's just saying, there's been a few things going on around your dad, hasn't there, this year? Yeah, and this is what he's actually saying. Well, I need you to know, he said, that we are with him. We are around him, you know. He's getting a lot of healing. I don't know whether you understand that, or your dad understands that. He's getting a lot of healing. He won't know, but you do. You know, don't you? So, and this, he said, it's no good telling your dad. He won't believe it anyway, is what he's just telling me. He said, but I wouldn't have believed it either before I passed into the spirit world. He said, I just thought when you're dead, you're dead. That's it, gone. The light switched off. He said, but I got a big shock. I got a big shock. And he said, and it'll happen to your dad as well. He'll get a big shock because he's not going to believe. He's decided he's not going to believe. But he said he's very happy to see you sitting there. Okay, because he said, clearly you believe in life after life, my son. He said, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Do you have a dog in the spirit world, sir? Yeah, because I can feel a tail on the back of my leg, so I know there's a little dog coming in to say hello to you. It could be a big dog, whatever. I can just feel, I can't see it, but I can feel the presence of it there. Okay. It's come in to say thank you, because apparently it needed a lot of attention, this dog, you know, and you gave it a lot of attention too, didn't you? And this is what so he's come to say thank you very much for all, you know, all the love that you gave him. Our animals do come back. They know that we know that they still move on if we've given them all the love that they need. Okay. And this one is very grateful, he says. I think he could be a bit naughty at times, but he's like, this is from the dog. He said, could be a bit naughty at times. You knew I was there all the time. Okay. All right, Donnie, your mum's still here as well. No. Your mum's in the spirit world, is she? Okay. Let's just see if she can come in then. Hold on just a second. I've just asked your granddad to move across a bit. Yeah. He likes to be centre stage, he said. Okay. So I'm just telling him, well, let somebody else in. Okay. All right. Okay. He's just got hold of Mum's hand and he's brought her in now. Okay. Mum wasn't a tall lady. You know, she's probably, I'm 5'2". She's probably about my height, I think. Not much different than me. That makes sense? No? Yes? No? Maybe a bit taller. Maybe a bit taller. I don't take much to be taller than me. All my grandchildren are taller than me, so that's fine. Okay, so, but as Mum is coming in here now, she is saying to you, you're having one or two problems with Dad, aren't you? Yeah, and she's aware of them, darling. And you know, she does visit. But she said, you know, your dad wouldn't acknowledge it if he felt I was there anyway. He does, but he does talk to her. In his mind, he talks to her still. Right, yeah. So he doesn't completely disbelieve. You know, otherwise he would think he was going crazy if he's talking to his wife who's not there anymore. But he said, she does talk to me. You know, I do talk to him. And he does, she said, it's almost like he is listening to me. Okay. But she said, I know he can be a little difficult. And she wants to say thank you because you're doing the best you can to take care of him, aren't you? So she's saying, thank you, my son. Yeah. Thank you for taking care of your dad. But I think you and your mum had a lovely relationship. Very good relationship, let's just say that. You didn't all see eye to eye, she tells me, you know, and sometimes you would discuss your differences. Sometimes a little heated, maybe, is what she's just saying. But she said you did discuss your differences, yes? I don't know. You don't know? You don't know. Did you not talk to your mum? If she said something you didn't agree with it, did you not say something? I can't remember that far back. Oh, so Mum's been in the spirit world a long time then, obviously, if you're saying that. Yeah. But to them, there's no such thing as time anyway. Okay? It could be, I mean, our life, if we're here, that, you know, it's a case of we're 70, 80, but to the spirit world, we're not, we've just sort of come down for a little while and then we're gone back again. There's no such thing as time in the spirit world. This is what Mum's saying. So she said, Christmas is coming, my boy. And she said, you know, I'd like to see a little bit of cheer around your dad, if that's possible. Do you have a sister? Mum's talking about a sister. Does she have a sister, darling, in the spirit world? No. Does she have a sister, though, at all? No. But she is talking about a sister. And I can't say to her, take your sister away. Is it your dad's sister, no? You're not all only children, are you? Yes. You are? Okay, well, she's talking about a sister. So there must be somebody quite close to you or was quite close to her that she would have felt was like a sister to her. Okay, do you have any aunties in the spirit world? No? Yes, I do. You do? Yeah. Okay, well, maybe this is what she's getting at. Right. You know, if not a blood sister, but she's just saying there is a sister. I'm sorry, but I can't take it away, darling, because she's on about this sister. A happy soul, she said she was.
Right, yeah.
Yeah? Do you know who she's talking about then?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, that's good. So we're not banging her head against the wall on that one. So she said, no, she's still here. And she said, she's looking out for your dad as well. Okay.
Right, yeah.
She's watching out for him. You'd understand that. Yeah, that she's looking out for him. So she said, all you can do, my son, is do the best for your dad that you possibly can. And she feels that that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. You know, sometimes it gets a bit tedious. You get a bit tired. She understands that. But she said, well, that doesn't stop you helping him. So she wants to say, thank you, son. Thank you for that. Do you have a family of your own, sir?
Yeah.
You have children of your own?
Yeah.
Because she's talking about her grandchildren, so I'm thinking you must have children, okay? And she's saying, they're a little bit older now, but she said she used to love the time when they were small and were waiting for Father Christmas or Santa Claus to come.
Yeah.
And she used to love those times, is what she's just saying, yeah. And, you know, as the kids get older, it's not quite the same, is it? Not quite the same.
No.
But I remember my son, he was 13 when I had my youngest. And when she got to about 4, he'd be 17, he said, Mum, what are we going to do when she doesn't believe in Father Christmas anymore? I said, well, I don't know. You're going to have to play along for a long time, aren't you? Which is what we do. We do anyway. Yeah. So Mum just wants to let you know that she is there. She's very much around you, very much around your dad as well. Okay. Yeah. And this auntie also is there. And your granddad says, can I just say something? He wants to come back in again, your granddad. Right. I think, you know, if he had something to say, he'd got to say it. There's no doubt about that, you know. And he's saying, he's proud of you, boy. Right. You must have achieved quite a lot since he passed into spirit world. Because you have, yeah, because he wants to let you know he's very proud of the achievements. But you've got to learn to be proud of yourself as well, please. Right, yeah. Do you understand why he's telling you that? Don't make it look as though, no, I haven't done anything, because you have. You've achieved a great deal, is what he's just saying. Right. So be proud of yourself that you have achieved, all right? Okay, don't think, no, I haven't done it, I should do this, I should do that. Look at what you have achieved, son, is what he's saying to you now, yeah. All right? Okay, so there's much love coming from the spirit world, and they will be around you Christmas Day, of course. They will be there. I mean, lots of people won't see them, but you might feel them, because I feel you're quite a sensitive soul. Yes? Yeah. You do. So you may well feel the energy as they're coming in. All right. So they're just saying they're trying to let you know they're there. Okay. Yeah. All right. So they want to say, have a lovely Christmas, but we will be there to share it with you. All right. Yeah. So thank you very much for working with me. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Your granddad was quite strong in character. Yeah. Definitely was. So, okay. Right. Where am I going to go now? I don't know. Can I come to you, darling? I've got a lady in the spirit world and says, I'd never wear my hair blue like you, but she said she likes it. Yeah. And you probably know who this lady is. She's got a very good sense of humour, this lady. She's coming in here. Yes, you understand this, don't you? She's a lovely soul. She really is. And she said, I went over too early. Much too early I came over here. She said, people said, it's only the good ones that go first. She said, do you know what? I didn't think I was that good. She didn't think she was that good, darling. But she wants to say thank you to you, because she said you did so much for her. You were around her. The things you told her, you know, she said, I didn't believe at the time, but, you know, they did all settle with her in her mind. And she wants to say thank you so much for helping her as much as you did. All right. And she's actually saying your life's changed somewhat since she's passed into the spirit world, sweetheart, hasn't it? It's changed somewhat. And she said some of the changes you're not too enamoured with, but some of the others you are. It's good. Yeah. And this is how she's coming across to you now. And I do feel she is such a lovely lady. But a bit like that gentleman over there, she'd tell you what she thought. And you had to listen. Because if you didn't, you're in trouble. Yeah, you understand? And she'd let you know that she didn't like it if you didn't listen to her. Okay, all right. So I'm not saying it's your mum, but I'm saying it's like a mum's love that I'm feeling for you, sweetheart. Can you understand that? Yes. Yeah, yes, I'm saying I'm not going to put her over there, darling, but it could be grandmother. Somebody who loved you as a mum would love you, darling, is what she's actually saying. And I think you were quite close to this lady, and you did so much for her. And she says, I've watched you since I've been gone. She said, I know how much you do miss the little chats we had, the little journeys we did. You miss all those things, don't you? That's what she was just saying. And so she said, but you've got your memories, darling, and I've got mine. And she said she's got some wonderful memories of the times that you shared together. She said, we used to do silly things, you know. We were always laughing. It was good. We had a lot of fun, didn't we? And that's what she says. You know, people think when you grow up you don't have any fun. She said, but we did. We did. And we laughed at ourselves. Yes, that makes sense. And that's what she's just saying. She is a beautiful soul. And she's actually saying to you, she's going to be around you Christmas time, you know, but you'll know that because you're sensitive, aren't you? Definitely. You will feel her energy there. Okay. You got a Christmas tree, darling? No. Why not? She said. Well, whether you like it or not, it's there. We can't do anything. And she said, well, I wanted to play a few tricks on you with your Christmas tree, but if you're not going to put one up, I can't, can I? She said. So, bless her. But I think she probably would have done that if she were here. Well, it doesn't matter. Just, you know, you'll know when she's around because she wants to let you know, darling. She wants to let you know. Okay. Now, you're working, sweetheart. Okay. Well, she's just saying the last job you left, she's happy that you left it. You can understand why she's saying that? Because she said it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you, is what she's actually saying. It didn't actually suit you. And she's saying she was... So, no, but she's just saying she didn't like that anyway, okay? She said you do work, but you just don't get paid for it, darling. Like many of us ladies, we work, we don't get paid. That's what she's... Yeah. But there you go. But I do feel that she wants to let you know that she is there most of the time. Okay. Telephone. Why is she giving me a telephone? And it's one of the old telephones that she's showing me. Sorry? You had an old telephone. So she's just showing it to me. It's an old telephone. It's I think it's a cream colour, this one. Yeah, okay, that's what she's showing me. So obviously there's a memory for her around that too. Okay? All right, darling. She likes music, she's telling me as well. She said we used to do some silly songs, you know. So she said, we thought we were good. We thought we were good. She said, lots of people probably didn't think we were good, but we did. It didn't matter what other people thought. And she said, and that's what our friendship and our relationship was. You know, we could be as silly as we wanted with each other, and it didn't really matter to us what anybody else said. Okay. So she wants to say to you, you don't smile and laugh as much as you used to when she was here, darling. It is true, isn't it? And she's saying, but you need to do that. You need to do that. She said, there is a little girl inside of you that wants to come out sometimes and play. Can you let her come out? Yeah. You both used to let your little girls come out to play, you know? Okay. So she's just saying, can you let her come out, please? All right. And please watch the little tree you said you've got. Just watch it, will you, please, over Christmas, darling? And the next time we come, you can tell me what she did. All right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So she's coming with so much love for you. And can you give your mum a hug and a kiss from her, please, darling? Please. All right? Dad's still here. He's in the spirit world, is he? Yeah. Okay. Because he's standing back a bit. If Dad's there, sorry? Okay. That's why he's standing back, you see. Obviously, well, maybe. Maybe, but I know he's standing behind this lady, so he's not coming up front. But obviously you know why. But he just needs you to know that he's there. Okay. He said, take what you can from it, what you will from it. He said, I know you will anyway. Yeah. Okay. He said, I'm not going to go into any details. He said, I know I can't say that. He wasn't a good dad, what he said, but that wasn't the word he used. You know, so, okay, that's fine. But just to let you know that he is there and he does wander around at times, okay? He said, but you can push me away because you do that with your energy. You have to, I know, that's what he's just telling me. She can push me away, she can keep doing that. But there will be a time when you'll be together and he will be able to talk to you. That's if you will allow him to, he's just said. All right, darling? It's your choice, is what he's just saying, all right? Not his choice, it's got to be your choice, yeah? Yeah, okay. All right, sweetheart. So please take love, won't you? And pass it to Mum. Give Mum a big hug and a kiss, won't you? Yeah, because this lady said she deserves it as well, you know. She deserves a big hug and a kiss, all right? So if you could do that. Okay, lovely. You're seeing the Christmas Day. Well, that's good. That's good because this lady's going to be there anyway. So, okay. So please take care. Have a lovely Christmas, won't you, darling? Okay. And she's saying, I hope next year's going to be a bit better than this year for you. She just said that, so yeah. Okay, all right. Take lots of love, darling. Okay, right. Thank you for working with me. You can get up now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll swap over places so I can see people. Right, okay. Right, I work in a very similar way to Anne in that I sometimes see, not very often, but mainly just glimpses. It's not like a film that some people see. Sometimes I hear, but mainly I just feel the essence of your loved ones. And right, so now, but when I'm sitting there, although I know that the spirits all around me, none of them communicate until I stand up and start talking. So it's like baptism of fire every single time. It's quite nerve-wracking until you realise that, well, until I say to them, if you don't come and talk to me, I ain't going to work again and you won't get to speak to anyone. So there, that's how it goes. Let's see. Now, I've got a fairly tall man here. He's taller than me. Mind you, I'm standing next to Willow. She's
sitting down.
Yeah, I know, but you're still tall. Okay, so who are you? Right, I'm feeling grandfather here, and let's see. He's got a smile on his face, but I don't feel that was him all the time. I do feel that he had a very serious side to himself as well. But he could, if he liked you, he could be really friendly and he, quite jovial. That's the word he's saying, jovial. And now, who are you here for? I'd like to come to the lady with the stripy jumper, yes. Okay. Would you understand this with your grandfather? Yes. Yeah, he does have this serious side to him. But as I say, especially I feel when you were a child, he would have shown the kinder side to you, because he said otherwise children tended to be a bit scared of him, which is quite reasonable, I think, because he's sort of like, he's quite a big and fairly, sort of strapping man. So he's feels a bit overbearing to me anyway. But he's, as I say, he's come with a smile on his face. So I know he really likes you. And in fact, he said, no, I love her. Yeah, and love, not loved. Please note that. Now, he's... I'm feeling... Oh, sorry, I tapped the thing there. I'm feeling like he would have had a bit of a cough, a chest complaint towards the end, because he's making me feel a little breathless. And also, so I'm feeling that I'm having a bit of trouble with words, which is not like me. So it has to be him. Would you understand this with him? Yes. It's like a sort of, I think it's like a mild dementia sort of thing. It's like his words aren't coming out as well as they should be. Do you understand?
I'm not sure about the dementia, but
okay.
About the words, yes.
Fine, yeah. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know much about dementia. It just could be that. Okay. Right, you can take that way now. Okay. But he's saying that you would remember when you were a child, he was quite fit and healthy, and he could play with you, and he could run, and he could, play ball and things like that with you. And he said he wants you to remember that side of him most, because that's the way he wanted to be. And that's the way he feels about himself too. Right, okay. Now, he said, I do still watch you, I do still, don't worry about it, but, he's good. You just look like, ooh. No. But he said, I do still visit you. would I be right in saying that he would have really enjoyed Christmas? Yes. He said, and you know I'll be there Christmas Day, don't you? He said, so make sure you say hello to me and keep me a space. He said, I don't take up much space now. Don't have to have space for a body, but like in Willow's poem, they like to know that you keep a space in your heart for them. Oh gosh, I keep hitting that. On Christmas Day, won't you? Particularly, yeah. Okay. Now, have you got children? Because he's mentioning children, and he said, you know how I like to play and be with children. He said, and so I think that's why he was mentioning that. And he said, of course, Christmas is so special for children, isn't it? And he said, that's why I really liked it, because it was fun. And he could be whatever age kid he wanted to be. But now. But he's coming back to his serious side again, and he's saying to me that there are things that you need to deal with that you're not getting dealt with quickly enough. Would you understand that? Lovely. Okay. He said, right. He said, come the new year, I'm going to be behind you and I'm going to be chivying you to get on and do it. He said, because you've got to get these things done. He's not saying what they are, because they're your personal affairs. But he said, there are things that you need to get a move on with. Okay, and it's for your own benefit. He said he wouldn't tell you otherwise. Yeah, now. But he said it's okay, because we'll get them done together. So I feel that what he'll do is he will sort of inspire you. Would you know when he's around you, don't you? Yeah, so when you feel him around you, ask him to give you that help to get things done. And he's telling me that he will inspire you with what you need to do. All right? Because he was quite an intelligent guy, wasn't he? And he would have that sort of know-how to help you. So he says, anytime you want it, just ask. What am I here for? Apart from to give you his love, of course. And to remind you to have fun at Christmas. It's not all work, it's fun as well. All right? Take his love. Thanks. Just grab a quick slurp of my drink.
It's there.
Back in. Now. Okay, I've got a lady here with me. She's quite a lot smaller. She's a lot smaller than I am. And first thing she's drawing my attention to is her hands. And she's making me feel that she would have felt the cold and the damp in her joints in her hands. So that'll be arthritis. I don't know if it's rheumatoid. I'm not a doctor. But I do feel that she felt it in her hands. Now, she's making me feel like she's mother, but she could be a grandmother if she's close to the person here. Who are you? I'll come to you. Would you understand this with your mother or your grandmother?
My granny was very close.
Yeah, and would she have suffered with her hands? And I'm feeling that her joints would have got a bit sort of knobbly. And yeah. And she said it was such a shame because she was very good with her hands. You know, she was quite creative, I feel. Would you understand that? Yes. And I'm not sure if it was like knitting or crocheting or embroidering, but I'm just feeling that she would have been good at this, at something like that, when she was younger, before she got, you know, it got too painful to do that. And I do feel that that would have really, you know, quite upset her, because she liked to keep busy, and she liked to have something to do with her hands, because it took, you know, it was something to keep her mind busy as well as her hands busy. And she said she could do that all the time, watching TV or whatever, listening to music. Ah, yes. Because I do feel she would have had pleasure in listening to music of an evening. Would you understand this?
Yes, I think so. Well,
Because, yeah, because I was just hearing a sort of gentle melody going on, like in the background then, and it just made me feel that she would have enjoyed that. Nothing too intrusive, nothing too loud or raucous, but just gentle. And I feel that would have actually been quite like her nature. She was a gentle lady. Yes? Lovely. Now. And I also feel that she would have given you really lovely hugs, because she feels like a huggy poor person. Didn't she?
No, well, I knew
That's
that,
weird.
yeah.
Because she just feels like she's quite a tactile person.
I definitely knew, but
Yeah.
not physically.
Okay then, that's fine. My bad. Yeah, that's strange, because she just feels like she would have wanted to. Now, but although she was quite a quiet and gentle person, you wouldn't want to actually cross her, would you?
No.
Because she could turn on a sixpence, this one. It makes me feel that she'd get very upset very quickly. And yes, exactly. And you would know about it. But once she'd said her piece, that's it.
Yeah.
She's not holding grudges for ages. No. She's just telling you exactly how it is, and you will sort of take notice of this, and then we'll go on to something else. Okay? Now, I feel that she would come through to you quite often, actually, because she just makes me feel that it's quite easy for her. You know, she feels quite confident in coming through to talk. Yeah? Now, and I also feel that she would come to visit you at your home quite often. Yeah? Do you know that she does? It's good. That's right. Yeah. And she said, particularly now, this time of year, it's easy for her to come through. Because you're that bit quieter at home. You're that bit more mindful, can I say? Yeah? Because she says sometimes when you're really busy and your mind's busy, it's very hard for her to get through to you. But at the moment, she said it's quite easy for her to come through. Because she said, if I'm going to come through, I want to be noticed. Yeah? Which is fair. But anyway, she has so much love for you. And that's why she comes through. So just, take notice. Have a few minutes to sit down. And no, but perhaps you should. Okay? And then you'll hear from her a bit more. On your own, without having to have a medium tell you.
Yes.
Yeah. But take her love anyway. And take notice when she comes.
Take notice, yeah, we should all take notice at times, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
but we
do you
don't.
want to
Yeah.
That was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Be good. Right,
okay.
They
come
make
around
you
this
take
way.
notes in my house.
Yeah,
One
mine
of them
too.
moved the vase into the sinks that I buy them flowers.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh dear.
let's come around this way.
Okay. Well, I've been told I've got to come up this corner here. Somebody, they're not telling me where at the moment, but somebody would know of a younger lady who would have passed with a cancerous condition. Anybody? You notice I said you know of, not that you perhaps know, but you perhaps a friend of yours. Yes, so you could.
Well, not a young lady.
Darling, I'm 78, so she's young. I have to tell you, she's young to me. Anyway, are you saying she was older than that? Yeah. Okay. But you can anybody else accept a lady? A younger lady would have. Maybe you could?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe you could. All right. So it could be either of you. So both listen then. Okay. I believe her cancer was in this area, so it could have been chest, lung, could have been breast or lung, but I believe it was in the chest, in that area, is what she's telling me. Yeah? You're both still saying yes? Yeah. Okay. All right, well, better go with it then, haven't we? Okay. And now one of them, you would have helped her considerably during her illness. You're both saying no now. You didn't help her? And you didn't either, okay? Because she's talking about you would know people who would have sat with her.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago. So.
it's a long time ago. Yeah, to them, as I've said earlier, it's not to them. That they just want to come through. She wants to come through. This lady. Could you know somebody who sat with her?
Yeah.
Yes, you would have sat with her. Yeah. Maybe it's you that I'm with then, sweetheart. But still, you keep listening, sweetheart. You listen as well, okay? Because it may be that there are two ladies that are here at the moment. Okay, but this one is just saying to you, she wants to say thank you because you did sit with her. Yes, that makes sense to you, darling. You actually were a big part, she says, in her life at that time. What she's actually saying to you, darling, is you didn't sit and cry when you came to see me, but a lot of people did. And she didn't like that because she didn't help me at all. Can you understand this at all? Look, she said it didn't help me when people come and sat beside me and were crying. Because she said I needed a bit of positivity, which you seemed to give her, be able to give her. Does that make sense, darling? You talked to her, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said,
it wasn't just me, it was my family.
yes, I'm sure it was his family, darling. But she is just saying thank you because you did talk to her. Because there were some people that came to see her and they'd get upset, which she didn't really want, because she said, I didn't want people to feel sorry for me and know that I wasn't going to survive. She actually did fight very hard. She did not want to die. No. And she said, it was just a thought of leaving my family that really, really upset me. Can you understand that, sweetheart? Yeah. Okay. So she wants to say to you, you still know I'm there, darling. And you know that I love you very much, don't you? Yes? And she wants to say to you now, you have a way with words, darling. Yeah? You seem to know what to say at the right times. And she said you certainly did for her. But she says you've done this for other people. I'm not talking about people who've died, but people who, have come to you with their problems, because you do hear a few people's problems, don't you? I know you do, sweetheart, because this is what she's saying to me. And she says, it's because of your sensitivity. You are quite a sensitive soul and you tend to pick up. I think you're an empath, darling. You feel other people's pain. Does that make sense? Yeah. And this is what she's actually saying to you. So she said, but what you have to remember, sweetheart, it's their lesson. It's not yours. All right. Because she said, all too often, darling, somebody comes in, sit and talk. You're doing really well by listening. You have a good listening ear. Okay. So you sit and you listen to them, sweetie. Okay. But when they've gone, you then worry about them.
No.
Have you learned not to? Because she said you used to do that, and she said they used to be sitting on your shoulders, their worry. But it's their lesson, not yours, darling. That makes sense to you, darling. You understand what she's saying?
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, maybe, yes.
Yes, she's talking about she's going back a bit here, which she's saying people used to come to you. Do you do it as a job, darling? Is it a profession?
No.
But it could be, is what she's saying to you. You understand what she's saying, yeah. And she's saying it could be for you. You could work as a counsellor, sweetheart, to help people. All right? Yeah, I don't know whether you ever thought of doing that.
No.
No, but she's saying you could do that. So maybe, you know, it's something you can think about in the future. All right? Because she's saying you do bring comfort to people, darling. Yeah, you're aware of that as well, aren't you? Yes. And this is what she's saying to you, darling. So she's saying sometimes, you know, she's going back a little while when this all first started to happen, people bringing their problems to you. And you did hang on to them then, darling. So she said, so you're learning really well. And she wants to say, well done. Well done. She's also telling me when you were a little girl, you were quite shy. Yes. Yeah, I know. This is what she's just saying. So you found it very difficult to make friends. You went to school, you wanted friends, but you just didn't know how to do it. Does that make sense? And you would be the child in the class when she said, when the teacher said, did you all understand that? You wouldn't have dared put your hand up. I know, that's what she's just saying. And she said, I know that only too well with you. Okay. So she said, but you know, when you make a friend, that is a friend for life for you, sweetheart. Does that make sense? And this lady's love will be with you for all of your life, darling. Okay. Because she said, you were amazing because so many others weren't. I know all your family may have been there, darling, but for some reason or other, what you did for her seems to stick with her. And that's why she wants to come back and say thank you to you. Okay. And she said, since I passed, you have had a few changes around your life, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, you have. And she feels that you've been, emotionally, you've been let down, sweetheart, as well. You don't have to admit to it, don't worry. You have been emotionally. I know, darling. This is what she's just saying. Emotionally, you do take things very much to heart, sweetheart. Okay, don't you? And when somebody says something to you which you don't really like, you haven't got the courage to say, that wasn't very nice. But you do take their words to heart. And you shouldn't, darling. It's their choice, not yours. I understand that's what she's trying to get across to you, darling. So don't always listen to people. It's their opinion, not yours. It doesn't have to be yours. You're good. You know you're good. Okay. And you help people where you can. So you should just carry on doing that. Carry on doing it. She's very proud of the young lady that you've become, she tells me. All right. Because she said there was a time where you didn't think you would be doing the things that you're doing now.
Yes, it went a bit rocky.
Yeah, of course it did. But she said there was a time where you didn't think you would be able to do it.
Yeah.
But you learned, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes. And she's saying it's been hard for you at times. She knows that. Mm-hmm. She knows, darling, it's been a bit hard for you to cope with. But you've done it. So she said, so be proud of yourself. You know, that's what you want to see. A smile. Okay. Be proud of yourself. Okay. Because you have achieved more than you thought you'd be able to achieve. Yeah, you have. And there's more things for you to achieve yet. And you will do it. You will do it. You have to just stay positive, sweetheart. Okay. Because sometimes that little bit of negativity creeps in. Yes. Well, try not to be around negative people, darling, because you tend to draw their energy to you. And then you're feeling just as negative as they are. Okay. So try and be positive. If you've got this positive energy around you, then their negativity is not going to get through to you. All right. So try and be positive and know that what you want to do is what you're going to do, you know, and you will achieve it. Okay. Just be that positive. You think, you know, is a new goal. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do that. And you mean it when you say, I'm going to do it. Don't go back on it.
No,
I
don't do that.
No, good. She says, don't look back. The look back is no good at all. Okay. So she's just saying there is a lot for you to achieve, but you will do it. With a positive attitude, you will do it. And she'll be behind you anyway, is what she's telling you. She will be behind you. And I know you said a lot of members of the family were there. Is this a grandmother, darling? Yes. Because she's giving me that love, a granddaughter. And my mother was very close to my youngest daughter. And she had a lot of grandchildren. But they had this, I don't know, just a rapport they had between them. And I feel you had that with your grandmother, darling. Yeah. I know. So what she's telling me from what I'm feeling from her is what my daughter would tell me she had from my mum. Okay. So she's just saying, you know, I'm there. You know, I'll always be there, you know, and she would be trying to push you to do things now. She'd say, come on, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yes. If she was here, she'd be telling you that, wouldn't she? Yeah.
No, not really. She never told me what to do, and Yeah.
No, not what to do, but she's telling that you can do what you want to do is what she's actually trying to say to you now. And you have to remember, her life's very different for her in the spirit world.
Yeah.
And she can see a lot more of you on what's going on in your mind than she did when she was here, sweetheart. So it wasn't necessarily what she'd do when she was here. She's telling you that, you know, you have that positivity. You can do it. All right. And she will be there to give you that support. All right. That love and support, because you do know that she's there. And it upsets you a bit sometimes when she's there. But she said, don't cry. Don't be upset. Remember the good times that we had. We had a lot of laughter, didn't we?
Yeah.
She was a lovely grandmother. Yeah. She was. So that's what she wants you to remember about her. Okay. Not the fact that you don't see her anymore.
No.
Okay. Because you do know that she's there, and you also know that you will see her again. You will be with her again. All right. So will you please take a lot of love from her and know that you can do whatever you want to do. All right. Don't listen to what other people say.
No.
You can do what you want to do, darling. All right. Okay. So please take that love, and, you know, just, I can say thank you for working with me. Okay. She's a lovely lady to work with. She really is. And I'll come back to you, my sweetheart, because you can take this younger lady. Will you excuse my back, please? It's very difficult when you're in a seated the way we are. So if I can come back to you, sweetheart. You've got this lady who would have passed also with a cancerous condition, sweetheart. Yes. Okay. And she is here now. She is saying to you, you know that when I'm here anyway. I think you do know her energy. And she's saying, you think to yourself, I think it's her. I'm not sure, but I think it's her. You doubt what you're feeling at times, darling. Not just about her, but she says, but she's saying you doubt what you're feeling at times. Mm-hmm. You doubt yourself. Let's put it like that, darling. Or can you please not do that? Can you please not do that? You know, should something comes to you, but you second guess it. You know, you talk yourself out of things, my darling. Yeah. You do, I know. She's just telling, she's saying, she talks herself right out of them, you know. She said, how are you ever going to get anywhere? It's like one step forward and three back you go. Make sense? Okay. So she's just come to say to you, come on, you can do this. You can do it. Stop questioning yourself. Okay? You can question other people, but do not question yourself, sweetheart. She said, I know what you're capable of. And deep down, you know what you're capable of, darling. You have things you'd like to do. And you keep thinking, I don't think I can do that. I'm not sure I can do that. Okay? And she said, all too often that thought comes across your mind. And she said, nothing will ever be put in front of you, sweetheart, that you cannot deal with. And I mean that, honestly. It will only be given to you if they know you can deal with it. All right? So you've sat on the fence a few times, is what she's saying, when things have come past, and you've let them go. You haven't actually done them. So she said, you've let opportunities go past. So she said, can we not do that, please? She said, get off that fence. You know, when an opportunity comes, take it. Just take it and go with it, is what she's just telling you. Okay? She's a beautiful soul, this lady. She had a lot of wise words, actually. But she said, so do you. But you don't share them with people. Okay? And you have a lot of knowledge up there too, sweetheart, that you're not sharing, what she tells me. You could be sharing it, couldn't you? To help other people. You understand what she's talking about, don't you? You do, yeah. Okay. So please just listen to what she's saying to you, okay? And go with it. You know, if you want to do something or something comes across your path, yes, I can do that. A bit like you. You both need to get together and say, yes, we're going to do this. You understand what they're saying? So you being told really the same as you. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, she's saying, will you please stop second guessing yourself? You know, don't talk yourself out of things. Because she said, you've talked yourself out of some really good things. Okay. So she's just saying, so I'd like to know that you're not going to be doing that in the future. You're going to have a go at whatever comes in front of you. All right? You understand that? All right, darling. She's here because she said she loves you very much. She was a family member too, wasn't she? Yeah. Yes. I mean, we all have other family members which are not blood relatives, but they are like relatives, aren't they? I had lots of aunties and uncles when I was a kid. Yeah, the neighbours were all aunties and uncles, weren't they? Yeah, you know, so at the end of the day, you think, well, when you're growing up, you don't know which was auntie and which was uncle or who wasn't. But she's actually saying to you, you know, I love you very much, but I want to see you succeed in what you want to do. Okay? All right, sweetheart. This lady was a knowledgeable lady too. She knew quite a lot because she said she showed me books. So I think she would have had books. And you have books, she's telling me. You read quite a bit. And you've learned a great deal from your books, from your reading. So should continue to do that. And you're going on to another pathway, I think, sweetheart, is what she's telling me. But you've got to go willingly on that pathway. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. All right, so if you've had thoughts, then just say, I can do that. She's just told me I can do that. All right? Okay. So please take her love and her advice. Okay? All right, sweetheart. Thank you very much for working with me. Thank you, both of you, for working with me. Up you go, Rosie. Your turn.
Right. Oh. Thank you.
Side stepping.
Change, yeah. Okay. While I was sitting there, as I said, I don't get people communicating with me while I'm sitting down there, but I was getting the feeling of freedom and of horses and of wind in the hair sort of thing. Would this mean anything to anyone here? Because I'm feeling somebody will be coming through, but it's that feeling that I've got. And I know they're going to come, and I think I'm with you, aren't I?
Well, I understand horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's a lady in the spirit world who would have loved horses. And she just has this she's got a free spirit, that's what it is. Yeah. And she just makes me feel that, loving to be outside and have the wind in your hair and feel the freedom of galloping across a field on a horse. Would you understand somebody like that?
I don't know. I understand everything you're saying, but I can't think of someone off the top of my head that's on the other side that. I mean, it could be that I was little and I just don't remember their name because I was always in that environment. You see, horses and stables and.
Right. Let me get back to her. Okay. She's making me aware that she would have loved that and she would have loved that feeling, but you wouldn't necessarily have seen her riding. Okay. I feel that she was quite a bit older when you were young. So.
Well, if it's who I'm thinking of, she must have passed over by now.
If I'm talking to her,
she has, yeah.
Trust me. Yeah.
I haven't seen her since I was 20, so
okay.
I think she will be. It might be that person. Know what field she was in?
Let's see. I feel she was quite slight, not a lot shorter than me, but quite slight. But I do feel that you would have known her, but I'm not sure that you would have known her as a rider. You would have known her and she would have talked to you about her love of horses, but she's not telling me a relationship at the moment. I do feel it has to be fairly close at times, yeah.
I mean, there's somebody that's passed over recently that I knew to do with horses, so it might be her if she's not been in the spirit world that long. But somebody came to my mind. Yeah,
it's hard for them. Sometimes you ask that question, but they don't. They have no concept of time really there.
Well, I think it could be a number of people.
Yeah.
Then,
okay.
But yes.
Let me try and work it out for you. Okay then. I'm feeling this lady was really good fun to be with. She was quite chatty, she was bubbly, and she just gave off this joie de vivre, she loved life and she loved the excitement of life. It's like life is an adventure, it's not not something to just sort of plod your way through. Go for it, you know, and it's that feeling that she's giving me, the go for it feeling. So would you understand someone like that? If you don't, I'm going to put it out. Okay. It might be you. Anyone else? Can't make it a hat trick, no? I do like sorting it all out. Oh, you as well? You. All right. Okay. Both of you listen. Right. Would you understand, lady who's slighter than me, but not much shorter than me? Yeah. Okay. And she was a bit of a... well, I'd like to say daredevil, but I think that's going slightly too far. But I do feel that she would have taken risks. Yes? Yes. No? No.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay. You listen. Would you understand this?
I'm not sure about the risks, but...
Yeah, but I mean, it's not daredevil risks, but she would have, you know, liked the thrill of galloping straight across the field or something like that, or perhaps a bit of jumping or something. It's not,
Yes.
you know, it's not life-threatening, but it could be, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it could be one of
Now, I am... You as well? Yeah, I see, I knew there was a hat trick, didn't I? Okay.
extra one somewhere.
Yeah. What do you understand?
Do
you understand?
Slight.
Yes.
Slight and a high blood.
Yeah.
And I think they definitely dropped
In-
horseback as a young woman.
Okay. Joy, the adventure and the freedom of it.
Yeah.
Because that's the main thing that I'm getting is the freedom. It's the being there, living life to the full sort of thing.
Maybe in the younger years.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I used to do it. I was a good show jumper when I was younger, and I used to love it, but I couldn't do it now, obviously. But there we go. But so you'd understand that.
I think she must have been as a young person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of seeing her, but I couldn't give you a complete description because I'm not seeing like her facial this and that, but it's definitely a younger person. Yeah, at the time. Okay. Right. I'm still quite drawn to you though, but that might be because you're both sitting together. Right. Let's see. And this lady, she makes me feel that later on she was a mother because I feel that she had children around her. You'd understand that? And you still don't know. Yeah, okay. You're going to kick yourself later if you suddenly remember in the middle of the night. Okay, well, I'll carry on with you at the moment because I've given you a message already. So, right, so you'd understand the children with her later. So obviously she'd grown up from this quite before she passed. What did she pass? I feel her problem was in the chest as well. I'm not certain, but she did have problems in her chest. Yes, because she is making me. She's making me feel that my heart's going a bit faster than it probably should do at the time. I'm trying to take it away now. Don't want to feel like that. But I feel that later on, now let me just go back a moment. Would you understand that this is a lady who was part of your family? And I'm not close family.
Well,
but
if it's the lady I'm thinking of, it's like one of my best friends' mum.
okay.
So kind of like.
Yeah, so it's yeah, okay. That's fair, because I mean, my best friend's mum I could take as like an auntie sort of thing. That's what I feel like. Okay, but she makes me feel that she would have cared about you. I don't say cared for you, but I say cared about you, and that. So that's why she would have come. Your best friend's still your best friend?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that's another way, because she says she can't. She comes back, but she can't get the attention of the person she wants to get the attention from, which from what you said, if that's your best friend's mum, then possibly it's your best friend that she wants the attention from. Okay. Yeah.
That's what
But
she's in life. Yeah.
Did she? Okay. She's saying that she always tried to bring her up to be the best she could be, and to take the chances and to make the most of life. And she said she used to when she got that influence down here, but now it's slipping. And she wants to bring that back again. Would you understand that with your best friend, that she's not quite got the joy, the love of life that she did have when she was younger? I know that's, yeah.
Yeah, well, working very hard.
Yeah.
Very working.
Yeah. And she's saying to me that you're quite like that too. So, yeah. I feel that she wants to remind both of you to take time to go outside, take time to feel the wind in your hair, and take time to have fun, and just the little things in life that make life special, that make life worth living. It's those moments in life that you should be living for, not for sitting behind a desk working your brain to the bone as such. You understand me? And she'd just like to remind you and her of that. Okay? Because she can't, your best friend isn't actually sort of knowing that her mum's around anymore.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
No.
I have told her that.
It's up to her. Yes, that is entirely up to her. But she just, it's quite frustrating for her mother to be coming back and saying, come on, let's live a little, let's enjoy life. And she just, there's nothing, no response. But that's what she'd like to bring. And if you're here, she can come and see you, because she knows you. Yeah.
That's what she was always, exactly what she was doing when she was here. She was like, can you pass a message?
Yeah. Well, there you go. She hasn't changed. I get there in the end. Sorry, it's a bit of a roundabout way.
It might be several different times.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's others there as well. There often is. Well, yeah, there will be, but that's what she wants to bring across tonight. And she'd be very obliged if you tell her. But she knows that, it may fall on deaf ears. But it's up to you whether you do or not. You have free will. But she said it's very nice to be able to communicate with you anyway. Yeah. She said, just drag her along.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh dear.
Try and squeeze one more quick one, or we can finish it.
We'll do a joint one, then, shall we?
Yeah, we might as well.
We usually do both. At the end of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a link for this gentleman sitting on the end here.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I've got I feel it's a father figure, and he's not much to be taller than me, but he's quite a bit taller than me as he's coming in here. He tells me he was good looking, you know, so he obviously has either he's got a sense of humour or he was good looking, I don't know. But he said to tell you he was good looking. So, you know, and I know you should know this gentleman is what he's telling me. And he's saying when he was here, he was a bit of a joker. He liked to make people laugh. So, you know, and he said, but you can be like that as well. You can do that. Is that right? The lady next to you, are you with him, darling? Can he be a bit of a joker? Pull people's legs, something like that? Yeah. Because this is what this gentleman is saying to you, darling. But he's also saying, you've got tasks that you should be doing. Have you got a list of things that need to be done around the house, around the home? That young lady's laughing. Have you got? Because he's telling me that you do. You don't know. Well, he's saying yes, you do. Deaf ears. Is that what it is?
Slightly deaf.
Pardon?
Oh, yes, exactly.
Yeah. He's a lovely chap, but he's saying, "Come on, get on with it, mate. You won't get nagged then as much." You know, when people say, "Well, when are you going to do it?" You know, 6 months later, you say, "Well, I'll get to it." But you don't always get to it when they want you to get to it. Is that right? Because you're going to do things. You're going to do things in your time, is what he's just telling me. Yeah, you understand that, don't you? He did the same. You're going to do it when you're ready to do it. That makes sense to you. Nobody's going to push you into doing something you don't want to too quickly. Yes? No?
Apply that to other things.
Yeah, okay. You apply it whichever way, but he's just saying nobody's going to push you into doing things that you don't want to do. Because you know in here what you want to do, and you're going to do it your way. That makes sense? Yeah. Yes, you'll do it your way, is what he's just saying. He was the same. He used to do things his way. People didn't always agree with it. He said, didn't matter to me. As far as I was concerned, I was doing it the way I wanted it done. Okay. And he's saying in your work, in your career, in your working life, you know, other people expected you to do things in a different way, but you've not. You've stuck to it, and you've done what you know is the right way for you. Yeah. Okay. Then this is what he's actually. So he's saying to you, "Well done," because people have tried to talk you out of it at times. Say, "Do it this way, not that." No, you don't listen to what they're saying. You do it the way you want to do it. Yeah. You can understand that if he's telling me that. Yeah. You get anything else from him, Rosie?
Oh, I'm feeling that this gentleman here was quite. He knew. He was like a. I'm not sure if it's right to say he was a craftsman, but he knew what he had his own specialist subjects.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what was what with them. Yeah. Whether it was, I don't know. He's not showing me what it is. This is the trouble. But he's saying to me that he knew. Come on.
I reckon he knew quite. He knew a little about a lot of things. This gentleman, I think, you could go to him for advice on things, and he would. Yeah, he could answer your questions, and that's how I'm feeling. He would know a little about a lot of different things. It didn't mean he was a past master at them, but he would be able to point you in the right direction. Is what he's actually telling me, and I think you do that with people, don't you? You do that with people. He's telling me. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
I think he was probably like a good judge of character.
Yeah. Are you not a good judge of character then? Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Yeah.
If you asked him a question, he would think before he answered, because he was quite a considered sort of man. Yeah. And he wouldn't rush into something. He would just consider it and decide how he wanted to deal with it. Yeah. Well,
common sense, yeah. Do you always have common sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be good for advice. You give advice. Sometimes you have to be careful giving advice, because if it goes wrong, you can get the blame. So you have to be careful sometimes to give advice, don't you? And he says you'd know, because sometimes that's happened, and he knew that himself, but he's a great character, this chap. He really is. He's a lovely man. And I feel he would have helped as many as he could. And he says that you do as well. You do. You help where you can. Let's put it like that, is what he's just saying. All right? But he said, you've got a lot up there you're not using either. Yeah? Yeah. No, not quite possibly. He's telling me you have got a lot up there you're not using. You know, he said the job you're doing, you could be, sorry?
So your choice.
You choose not to. Well, that's your free will, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he's just saying it's there.
Yeah.
If you choose not to use it, then that's up to you entirely. But he's telling me you've got it there. Should you want to do it, you know, you've got it there. You could do. Well, you have to do what you think is right for you. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all right for other people to advise us and say, well, do this and do that. But no, you do it the way you think is right for you, you know. And if we all did that, you know, we'd all probably get along a lot better on our pathways if we all did what we thought was right. You know, sometimes you upset people by doing what you think's right. Yeah, no. I know, but there you go. That's right. But he just wants to come in and say to you, he stays around you. He's with you quite a bit, and he watches you. And he said he loves to watch you. And he said some of the things he does is I'd have done it exactly the same way, you know. So he says you haven't changed his way of thinking. Is what he's just saying by watching you work. You haven't changed his way of thinking. All right. He said, but I like to think I may have changed your way of thinking a little bit when I was here. Yeah, you understand why he's saying that? Yeah, okay. He's a great character, he really is. Lovely man, yeah. All right? Okay. And he likes smiling just as you do, is what you just said. Yeah. Okay. And he's also saying, have a good Christmas. He says he knows you will anyway. He knows you will anyway, so have a good Christmas. All right? Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much.
Well, I always have to finish with something. This really is, has anybody been to Beijing lately? No?
Not in the last couple of weeks.
Not in the last couple of weeks. Okay, Rosie. Well, I get all these things sent to me, you see, and I like people to go out smiling, whether you've had a message or not, all right? So this is, a friend went to Beijing recently, and he was given this brochure by the hotel, and it's really precious. She is keeping it and reading it whenever she feels depressed. Obviously, it's been translated directly, word for word, from Mandarin to English. Okay, so on getting there at your hotel, our representative will make you wait at the airport. The bus to the hotel runs along the lake shore. Soon you'll feel pleasure in passing water. So you will know that you are getting near the hotel because you'll go round the bend. Okay. The manager will await you in the entrance hall, and he always tries to have intercourse with all new guests. Now, in the hotel, this is a family hotel, so children are very welcome. We, of course, are always pleased to accept adultery. Highly skilled nurses are available in the evenings to put down your children. Okay. Guests are invited to conjugate in the bar and expose themselves to others. But please note that ladies are not allowed to have babies in the bar. We organise social games, so no guest is ever left alone to play with themselves. In the restaurant, our menus have been carefully chosen to be ordinary and unexciting. At dinner, our quartet will circulate from table to table and fiddle with you. Charming. Every room has excellent facilities for your private parts. In winter, every room is en heat, and each room has a balcony offering views of outstanding obscenities. Really, you will not be disturbed by traffic noise, since the road between the hotel and the lake is used only by pederasts. I think they're supposed to be pedestrians, it's pederasts, you know. And in bed, right, your bed has been made in accordance with local tradition. If you have any other ideas, please ring for the chambermaid, and please take advantage of her. She will be very pleased to squash your shirts, your blouses and your underwear, and if asked, she will also squeeze your trousers. So, above all, when you leave us at the end of your holiday, you will have no hope. You will struggle to forget it. So, can you actually imagine that? Have you? Yeah, you reckon you have. Maybe you didn't have to go as far as Beijing, though.
Not as far as Beijing, no.
No. Okay, there you go.
Thank you very, very much. That was actually wonderful.
Okay.
I completely forgot what I got up for now. That just threw me completely.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
Don't go to Beijing, though.
I'm not going to go to Beijing. I mean,
It'd be an entertainment, wouldn't it?
I was going to say that this is our last one for the year. So I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and that you will come and see us again in the new year. I've got